The words are, may all beings be happy, may all my thoughts, words and actions contribute in some way to the happiness of all beings. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.
Good morning, Rajaji.
Very good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah,
Varun, are you there?
You.
So, friends, let's start with the morning meditation. Ashri, we can start with morning meditation. Varun?
Yes.
Let's start with the chakra meditation. So today we have the chakra meditation, and it's a completely guided meditation. So we can begin.
Yeah. So, friends, just let me tell you what are the location of the chakra. So there are 7 chakras in our body. We all know. I mean, mostly from India, so we all know. But just for the sake of it, I'll just repeat. So today's meditation, we are going to do 7 chakras, and for every chakra, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. For every chakra, we'll focus on that specific chakra. So first, we'll start from the base chakra, or it is also called the root chakra, which is on the back of our spine, also called Muladhara chakra. And then, so while I say breathe from the chakra, we'll just put our attention to that chakra, and then continue our breathing so that we direct all our energy towards that chakra and activate that chakra. Then we go to the second chakras, that is our sexual chakra, or it is also called Swadhisthana chakra, which is near the sexual organs. So then again, we focus energy to that part of the chakra and activate that chakra. Then we move to the third chakra, which is near a navel area, which is also called Manipur chakra, or also called solar plexus chakra. Navel chakra or solar plexus chakra, which is near a navel area, right? And then that is the third chakra. Then we move our energy to our fourth chakra, which is our heart center, which is also called Anahat chakra or heart chakra. Then we move up to the fifth chakra, which is a throat chakra or Vishuddha chakra. Then we move to the sixth chakra, which is the third eye chakra or Ajna chakra. And then to the last one, which is the crown chakra or the Sahasrara chakra. So like that, we'll move our energies. And I'll start with the introduction so that you know what are we going to do exactly during the course of the meditation. The total duration of meditation will be 60 minutes. And after the meditation, we'll take 2-3 minutes break, and then Varun will take the workshop today. So let's begin, friends. Take a comfortable position. Take a comfortable position. Sit up straight. Clasp your hands. Cross your legs. Eyes closed. Today, our intention is to balance and harmonize all the chakras of our body. Harmonize our energy body and reach a state of complete inner alignment. Our chakras are the energy centers in our body. Chakras
are wheels of information, energy, and frequencies. So today we are going to combine music, certain tones and frequencies, harmonics, and our intention to harmonize and balance these energy centers. Allow the sound to do its job. Let it flow to your energy center. The process of this meditation is simple and is a great way to move from your old self to a new self. The first stage of meditation is brain coherence, where you make your mind empty, lose your identity, drop all resistance, and raise your vibrations. Then we move to the second stage, where we'll put awareness to each and every chakra one by one, starting from your root chakra till your crown chakra. And then we'll move to the final stage, where you express your gratitude for this healing journey, and we'll end by a beautiful song. So I welcome you, dear friends, to participate in this powerful healing process. I hope you enjoy it. And now, gently shift your awareness to your nostrils. Take one deep breath in through your nostrils, and as you breathe out, relax. And one more slow, steady breath in, and as you exhale, let your whole body relax. Shift your awareness from the world around you to the world inside you. At this moment of time, nothing else exists but your breath. Just be with your breath. Normal, natural, simple, easy, relaxed breathing. At this moment of time, completely drop your identity, your personality self, your ego, your analytical mind, which is the extension of your ego. Just drop it all and become pure consciousness. Draw your attention from all people, places, things, time and event, and just be with your in-breath and out-breath. And as you observe each and every breath coming in and out of your nostrils, sense the temperature in your nostrils. Is it warm or is it cooler? Sense it. Are you breathing deep or shallow? Observe. Each and every breath is keenly observed. Let not a single breath slip by without your awareness.
Shreans, there's no sound. Please check. Shreans?
Yeah. Keshav?
It's
The
Keshav?
Muladhara Chakra
abhi aa gaya.
presents
Yeah.
earth in our body.
Oh, wait, Keshav?
Aa gaya. Shreans, it's come now.
On the YouTube, whether it's there or not.
Okay.
Just a second, checking.
Yeah, Keshav.
With every breath, breathing more life
Yes.
to the center, with your intention, with your attention on the center. And now,
Yeah.
mentally repeat with me. to the world inside you. At this moment of time, nothing else exists but your breath. Just be with your breath. Normal, natural, simple, easy, relaxed breathing. At this moment of time, completely drop your identity, your personality self, your ego, your analytical mind, which is the extension of your ego. Just drop it all and become pure consciousness. Withdraw your attention from all people, places, things, time and event, and just be with your in-breath and out-breath. And as you observe each and every breath coming in and out of your nostrils, sense the temperature in your nostrils. Is it warm or is it cooler? Sense it. Are you breathing deep or shallow? Observe. Each and every breath is keenly observed. Let not a single breath slip by without your awareness. And now gently shift your awareness to your root chakra, Muladhara chakra, at the base of your spine. As you shift your awareness on this energy center. Breathe from this energy center. Remember, wherever your attention goes, your energy flows. Breathe in and breathe out from this energy center. The Mooladhara Chakra represents element earth in our body. With every breath, you breathe in more life to the center with your intention, with your attention on this center. And now, mentally repeat with me. I am safe, supported, and nurtured in this world. I am safe, supported, and nurtured in this world. Feel it as you breathe from your root center. And now move your awareness to your sacral chakra, the Swadhisthana chakra, located in your sexual organs. This chakra represents element water in our body. Breathe in and breathe out from this energy center. With every breath, you are balancing and harmonizing this center. With every breath, you infuse more life to the center. And as you breathe in and breathe out from the center, mentally repeat with me. I am a sensual being and joyous in my relationships. I am a sensual being and joyous in my relationships. Feel it. Now move your awareness further up to your third center. Your solar plexus, Manipura chakra. just above your navel. This chakra represents the element of fire in your body. Breathe in and breathe out from this center. With every breath, you add more life to the center with your attention. As you breathe in and breathe out from the center. Mentally repeat with me. I am confident and powerfully centered in my purpose. I am confident and powerfully centered in my purpose. This is the center for energy and vitality. And now shift your attention further up to your fourth chakra, your heart center, the Anahata chakra. This chakra represents the element air in your body. This is the sacred center where we create from. as you breathe from the center. With every breath, you add more life to the center. With every breath, feel the opening of your heart. Every breath, feel the expansion in your heart. And mentally repeat after me. I am a vehicle of giving and receiving love in perfect balance. I am a vehicle of giving and receiving love in perfect balance. Feel the gratitude, the appreciation for all that you have, all that is given to you. And now shift your awareness further up to your fifth center, your throat chakra, your Vishuddhi chakra. This center represents sound, communication, poetry, knowledge. Breathe in and breathe out from your throat. Every breath to balance and harmonize the center. With every breath, you balance and harmonize the center. every breath, you bring in more life to the center with your attention. And now, mentally repeat with me. I am a speaker of truth. I am heard, acknowledged, and appreciated. I am a speaker of truth. I am heard, acknowledged, and appreciated. Feel it. And now, move your awareness further up to the sixth center, the Ajna Chakra, your third eye. This center represents light. This center represents your ability to dream, imagine, remember, and see beyond. Breathe in and breathe out from the center. With every breath, you pour in more life to the center. With every breath from the center, you activate the center. Now, mentally repeat with me. I am an intuitive vessel, and I honor the wisdom and guidance that I receive. I am an intuitive vessel, and I honor the wisdom and guidance that I receive. And now shift your attention further up to your seventh chakra, the crown chakra, the Sahasrara, the chakra with 1,000 lotus petals. This is the jewel of consciousness. Breathe in and breathe out from this center. And as you breathe in and breathe out from the center, you open up the center and connect to your higher self, to your own divinity. As you breathe in from the center, connect to the higher intelligence, to the source energy. With every breath, feel your connection to the divine. Now, mentally repeat with me. I am connected to the source, to all that is. I am connected to the source, to all that is. I am aligned to the fullest potential of my spiritual essence. I am aligned to the fullest potential of my spiritual essence. Feel it. Feel your connection to the divine. And now, all your energy centers are in perfect harmony and in alignment with each other. Feel the flow of energy and information flowing freely from your root chakra to your sacral chakra, to your solar plexus, to your heart, to your throat chakra, to your third eye, and to your crown. Feel it. And finally, bring your awareness back to your heart center. Your heart, your soul. This is the sacred place where you create from. Now, Divine One, sentient being, center yourself. As you breathe in and breathe out from the center, feel your connection to the source energy. Knowing that your source is your best resource. It's always available to you. Feel the gratitude and thankfulness for what you have created today, for your alignment with your source. Feel divine, feel unlimited as you lift your life. As you lift your life in love, feel immense love, feel immense gratitude, and remember this feeling. Remember it by heart. And know that you are the creator. We are all co-creators. Be a light unto yourself. Acknowledge the divine within you. The power within you. And now I want you to bring both your hands on your beautiful heart. Lift the light in your heart. You may move your body. Center yourself. Remember this feeling. Make this feeling memorable.
I have chosen to be here, awakened at this time. I bring my breath upon my a journey from my mind. I step out of my way and into my life. I will live, I will die, I will laugh and I will cry. I will live my life. Rejoice in every chance. I will live my life in love.
Today, you'll be in inner alignment with your source energy.
I am here to shine this light. Share my sacred gifts. Embrace the essence of I am. I stepped out of my way and into my life. I will live, I will die, I will laugh and I will cry. light up higher. Meet the eagle in his flight. I'm gonna lift it even higher. Dance with each star in the night. I will live, I will die, I will laugh and I will cry. I will lift my light of love. I will sing, I will dance, I'll rejoice in every chance. I will lift my light in love. I will live, I will die, I will laugh and I will cry. I will lift my light of love. I will sing, I will dance, I'll rejoice in every chance. I will lift my light in love. I will lift my light. I will lift my light. I will lift my light in.
Now, whenever you're ready, you can slowly come back. Slowly come back to your new body in a whole new world and a whole new time. Take your time, and whenever you're ready, you can gently rub both your hands and place it over your beautiful eyes. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly open your eyes and come back to this material world of senses. Take your time and slowly come back, feeling relaxed and refreshed. Thank you for spending these moments with me. My love and appreciation to you.
Good morning, Shreans.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for a wonderful, wonderful meditation. It's beautiful. I don't know whether 1 hour just vanishes. It's so nice. Thank you. Welcome, friends. Welcome to this Mega Master Course, Manifestation Decoded, The Secret Behind the Secret by Shreans Daga, Varun Daga. So today we have this beautiful chapter again with Shreans for our chakras and Varun also. The richness of a moment comes with...
Shri, shall we take a 5 minutes break and then you can start?
Yeah.
Let's take a 4 minutes break. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day, and I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
Yes. So we shall begin?
Yes.
Yes. So very good morning to all the friends here. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever, wherever you're placed. Thank you so much for being on this beautiful session of the Mega Master Course, Manifestation Decoded, The Secret Behind the Secret by Shreans and Varun Daga. So today we have our topic on brain waves and chakras. We just completed with a beautiful session, a blissful meditation by Shreans, this on chakras. The richness of moment comes when it's both full and empty at the same time. The truth is we live simultaneously in time and timelessness, and our whole spirit transformation brings us to a point where we realize that in our own being, we are enough. That's the superpower of our brain. So yes, over to Varun on this beautiful topic. And over to you, Varun. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rashri, and thank you, friends. The meditation was amazing, and it's so lovely to meditate in a group energy. It's really amazing. So today, friends, we are going to move into another topic. Yesterday, we spoke about neuroscience and how our brain really functions. Today, we are going to talk about brain waves and chakras. So I'm sure you've heard a lot about chakras. We did the chakra meditation in the morning, and chakras are really, very, very, very important and powerful. And we've read a lot about these 7 chakras in our body. There's a lot of study done on chakras, and a lot of material out there on the internet also on chakras. A lot of books written. But brainwaves is not spoken about a lot or not known to common people as much as chakras are known. So we're going to spend some time to understand today how brainwaves and chakras function, and how in different states of our life, in different times of our day, we are in different brainwaves, and how meditation really helps us go into different brain waves, access our subconscious. Which brain waves are we in now? Which brain waves do we get into when we meditate? Which brain waves do we get into when we are in stress? So we're going to just cover everything, and I think it will give you a good perspective about how you lead your daily life, and how you can make it better. So we're going to talk about the science, and then we're going to also talk about how you can implement it in your life. So I'm going to run through a presentation, and yeah, I'm just going to start it. Yes, friends. So like yesterday, I want your complete attention. In the next 45 to 50 minutes, I'm going to cover this topic, and all I want is your complete attention and focus. And let's begin. So I'll first start with brainwaves. So basically, there are 4 types of main brainwaves. It's beta, alpha, theta, and delta. So beta, you can say, is the conscious part of your brainwave. So when you're conscious, like right now, you would be in beta because you can comprehend everything that you hear. You're listening to me. So you're in beta brainwave. It's when you're conscious. As you go into meditation, as you do breath work or any kind of meditation, you start slipping from a beta brainwave to an alpha brainwave. When you go into deep meditation, you go into something called the theta brainwave. And when you are asleep, you actually go into a delta brainwave. So you can say 2 times in a day, when you're waking up, you move from a delta to theta to alpha to beta. Beta is when you're completely awake. Delta is when you're asleep. And when you're sleeping in the night, you actually move from beta to alpha to theta to delta. So beta is when you're conscious, delta is when you're asleep, and the alpha and theta state is your subconscious state. So we can say that 2 times in the day when we are actually accessing our subconscious. And that's why we say that it's important, and it's a good time in the morning to meditate, and it's a good time to meditate in the night before you sleep, because you're anyways accessing the subconscious, or you're moving from delta to beta in the morning when you wake up, and you're moving from beta to delta in the night before you sleep. So it's very easy to access the alpha and theta state in the mornings and in the night. You can also do it other times, but these are times where it is naturally happening, and the accessing of the subconscious is quite easy in these 2 times. So this is a chart of brain waves, and it's a scan of brain waves. So when a scan is taken of a brain wave, different brain waves actually you will see shows a very different scan. So if you look at beta, a beta scan brain wave is a lot more volatile. Then as you meditate, you go into alpha brainwave, which is much more smoother. It's when you enter the subconscious, it's much more calmer. It's when your brain is a lot more calmer. Then there is a theta brainwave, which is, you know, when you're deep meditation. This is when the brain is in the subconscious into deep meditation, and when you are asleep, then you are in the delta brain wave. So if you see when you're asleep, the slope of the line is very it's not as volatile as in beta. Or if you see a high beta brainwave, it's even more volatile. It's high beta is when you're in stress. So delta is when you're asleep. It's a lot more calmer. Now check this out. There's something called the gamma brainwave. Now, gamma brainwave is a very interesting concept. It's the brainwave which you experience when you're in deep meditation. And a lot of time when you're in deep meditation, you have these mystical moments, these amazing experiences. And we've seen a lot of these experiences in the transcendental breathwork that we do. A lot of people feel these intense emotions, intense energy, and those are the times they are experiencing these gamma brain waves. We've seen, we've actually done tests on, we had gone for this workshop in Berlin and to attend the Joe Dispenza workshop. And there, what was very interesting that, while doing meditations, there were machines put on our brains, and we were actually testing how during meditation our brainwaves goes from beta to alpha to theta, and also experiencing the gamma brainwave. And if you saw the scan of the gamma brainwave and showed it to a doctor, the doctor will say you're getting a seizure attack. But actually, in that moment, when you're having these gamma brainwave moments, you're having a lot of mystical experiences. And in our breathworks, we've seen when that happens, you're actually taking in a lot of energy, because as we learned earlier, there are more than 50 trillion cells in our body. And through these meditations and breathwork, you recharge each one of these cells, and each of these cells has energy and electricity. So when these cells are charged, you release a lot of energy, you generate a lot of energy in your body, and that's when you experience the gamma brain wave. And that's when we've seen a lot of people have had instantaneous remissions, instantaneous healings, where lifetimes of diseases, lifetimes of traumas, decades of chronic diseases have been healed just by one or two breathworks. And that's because you're able to generate enough momentum, enough energy in your body through these meditations. And as you know that our body is changing every moment. Every second we lose 25 million cells and new 25 million cells are born. So and then when the new cells are born, and when you're vibrating at a high energy, they are not born with that old patterns and old diseases. They're born as new fresh cells. So you're actually a new body, and thus you have the power to change any disease, any traumas through these brain waves. And through, when you get into these gamma brain waves, it happens naturally, and it has a very profound impact on your body. Now, friends, this is probably one of the most important slides in today's presentation, and I'm going to take some time to make you understand how the brainwave development happens through our life as we are born to the entire journey of our childhood, as that we are teenagers, as we go older, how we are in different brainwaves at different times in our life. So when we are born, from 0 to 2 years of age, we are actually in the delta brainwave, and that's how our brainwaves really develops. So first it starts with the delta brainwave. If you look at the cycle in a delta brainwave, we are in about 0.5 to 4 cycles per second. So it's a very slow cycle. You're very, very relaxed. You're pretty much the child's brain is asleep, right? It's not into the, it doesn't experience a beta or mid beta or high beta brainwave. It is in the delta brainwave. As you move from 2 to 6 years of age, uh, the child actually experiences the theta brainwave. The cycle is about 4 to 8 cycles per second, and it's still, he's in the subconscious. So you can say from 0 to 6 years of a baby's life, of a child's life, they're completely in their subconscious mind, right? And all the information that is coming to them is completely going into their subconscious, unencoded, uninterrupted. And because why that happens, because they still do not have the analytical facility to process that information. So whatever they see, whatever they hear, whatever is happening around the child, which is under the age of 6, all that information directly goes into the subconscious. That's why we say that the first 6 years of a child's life is extremely programmable. So how you think, how you act, how you react, how you behave, how you feel around a young child is very, very important, because he's taking in everything like in sponge, right? He's soaking in every information. He sees you, he hears you, and he believes it. And all that information goes directly into the subconscious. That's why we say it's easier to build a strong child, is easier to build a strong child than to repair a broken man. So it's is that initial 6 years of a child's life, people don't really pay attention to that, but very, very important how you treat your children, because all that will go into the subconscious, and their behavior in their future life, in their future ages, will start, their what they've learned in the early years will start showing up in the later years. Now, from the 6 to 12 years of age, a child's brain is into the alpha brain wave. So when the child's brain is in the alpha brain wave, the cycle is about 8 to 13 cycles per second. And in this brain wave, the child is basically into an imaginary world. So my children are my son is 6 years old, my daughter is 8 years old, and they love stories. This is the age where you're completely in the imaginary world. You start to learn what's happening in the world, but you're still in the story. You like to hear stories. They want to wake up with a story, they want to sleep with a story, and they love role plays, and the analytical facility is just beginning to form. So they're just beginning to understand the law of the land. They're just beginning to understand how the world functions, but a lot of their time goes into an imaginary world. So when your child between 6 to 12 years is in this imaginary world, don't worry about it, because this is the time where they begin to develop the analytical facility. So if you tell a 6-year-old act like a rabbit, and you've come back from work, he's still acting like a rabbit. If you tell a 30-year-old to act like a rabbit, in 2 minutes he'll say, okay, now what else do I do? Because a 30-year-old is in the beta brain wave. It has the analytical facility to understand that I don't have to act like a rabbit for the whole day. But a child is still role playing that entire day, and he's in that zone, and they are in the imaginary world. As you grow older, from 12 years, you start experiencing low beta, and once you're above the 12 years of age, that's when your analytical facility is developing completely, and you begin to express all the things that you've soaked in the first 12 years. So once you have the analytical facility, you will see your child have a lot more emotions. So I see a lot of parents, once their children are in the teens, they're like, oh my God, what happened to my child? Why did he grow up? And he was not like this. And, he's answering back to me and he's completely changed. But friends, that's absolutely normal, because they are beginning to develop the analytical facility. They are beginning to express their emotions. So you will see these children in their teens, they'll be angry, frustrated. They're able to express a lot more whatever they feel. And whatever has happened to them in the first 12 years comes out after the first 12 years. So they have whatever they have soaked in the beginning 12 years of their life is actually being expressed as a teenager. So teenagers are a lot more expressive. They are independent. They become their own identity. They come into their own, and which is many times not taken well by parents. But I think one has to allow them. But what we really need to do is, before they reach the age of 12, how we really react and behave with our children is very, very important. So the way we talk to them, the way we speak, the way we deal with them, their problems, their issues, the environment in the house. So we always talk that, say that, do not, as parents, do not fight in front of your children, because it's all going into their subconscious. Do not hit your children. Do not raise your voice. You can always explain them. Of course, very, very difficult, but it's important to understand that everything you do around a child which is young, a lot of that information becomes their base, and a lot of that will reflect in their future years. So and a lot of the parents say, how do I teach my children how to meditate? And we say that, if you are meditating around them, they will learn by example, right? And if you've done it in the earlier years, you don't even have to teach them anything. It comes so naturally to them. And I was lucky to see that, because my brother, and he used to meditate when I was really young, and it just came naturally, because I could see that environment in the house, where all these masters used to come and talk about their knowledge. And it really got into my system that, okay, this is what happens and this is how it benefits you. And so the earlier years are very, very important. Now, as you grow older, you start to have stress in your life, whether it's work stress, relationship stress, physical stress, health stress. And when you experience stress, your brain waves really go into mid and high beta. Now check this out. If you see the graph of mid and high beta, if you see the low beta, it's about 13 to 15 seconds per second, cycles per second. But as you go into high beta, you move into 22 to 50 cycles per second, which is about three times than the low or alpha brain waves, low beta or alpha brain waves. So you really go into something we call this the fight or flight nervous system. And when you're in high beta, your brain really goes out of balance, your body goes out of balance. And a lot of us experience that, we don't realize. But whenever we have stress in our life, for whatever that reason might be, you go into high beta, because you experience a danger in your environment. You're feeling some kind of stress, you're feeling some kind of threat from whatever incident, you're thinking of something going wrong, and all that takes your brain into a high beta state. Now, let me give you an example. So imagine you're walking peacefully in a forest, and and you're in low beta because you're enjoying the nature, you're enjoying the peace, you're breathing in, you're soaking in all the oxygen and fresh air. You can smell the beautiful flowers in the forest. Now suddenly a lion comes in front of you. So you see the lion and you recognize the lion as a threat. What happens? Immediately your entire brain goes into high beta and you go into something called the fight or flight nervous system. It's also called the primitive or the sympathetic nervous system. So what really happens when you see the lion in front of you? The neocortex, which is the thinking brain, sends a signal to the limbic brain. So we've learned that yesterday. So neocortex is your thinking brain, which understands, and it sends a signal to the limbic brain, which has the feeling and stored the feeling of lion being a threat, and it knows that the lion can attack and kill you. And so when the signal is sent to the limbic brain sends electromagnetic signals to the spinal cord. And friends, all that is happening in seconds. When the signals are sent through your spinal cord, you release enormous amount of adrenaline, and you basically activate your adrenal glands, and you release enormous amount of adrenaline through your body. And what happens? Your heart rate goes up, your respiratory rate goes up, and you send a lot of blood to your extremities. You send a lot of blood to your hands and your leg. And what are you ready for? You're ready for either to fight the lion or to run from the lion. So that's why we call it the fight or flight nervous system. Either you're ready to fight him or you're ready to run. And what happens is that, when you go into high beta, you release chemicals in your body that allows you, and it's very adaptive because it allows you to run for a longer period of time. Now, what's very interesting is that it doesn't even need to be a lion to go into high beta. It can be a mother-in-law, and the same impact happens to your brain because you're seeing your mother-in-law as a threat in your external environment. You're seeing her as a predator, and when you see her as a threat, you're actually looking at her from the lens of the past. And maybe there is some incident that's happened in the past, and you're basically connecting your future to the past, and you're hoping for the worst case scenario. And the same emotional, the same chemical impact happens when you see a person. So whether it's a mother-in-law or a daughter-in-law or a boss. Mother-in-laws, please don't take me seriously. It's just an example. Usually when we have the physical class, I never say mother-in-law because, there are a lot of them in the audience, but on Zoom, probably I can take the liberty. But so it could be any person, friends. It could be any person. And just by thinking or that appearance of the person, your brain can go into high beta, and the brain does not know the difference between that person or the lion. The same chemical reaction happens, the same neocortex, which is your thinking brain, sends the signal to the limbic brain. Your adrenal glands get activated, you send a lot of blood to your hands, and again you're ready to either fight or run. You activate the fight or flight nervous system, and the same reaction happens. So the brain does not know the difference between a lion or a person. Now, it doesn't even have to be a person. The very interesting thing is that you can actually, by thought alone, go into high beta. So it doesn't even have to be a person or a lion. By thought alone, you can send your brain into high beta. And how does that happen? So maybe you're stressed about paying your bill, or maybe you're stressed about a health issue. Maybe you're stressed that, I got connected with this person and he's got COVID. Now I'm going to COVID. If I get COVID, then I might lose my sense of smell and I might die, and this and that. And then that thought alone sends you into high beta. And friends, what happens, you're not going to see a lion many times in your life to go into high beta, but you're going to think all the time. And every day in our life, we have these stress hormones which sends our brain into high beta. So you have to understand that you can send your brain into high beta just by thought alone. And our thoughts can literally make us sick, because what happens when in high beta, you actually knock your body out of balance. Now, friends, let me tell you what happens to our brain in high beta. So when you're in high beta, you actually release something called cortisol. And now cortisol is a chemical which is extremely toxic. It is anti-inflammatory, it is anti-pain. Now, when there is a lion in your environment and you have to run from a lion, the release of the cortisol really helps, because it's very adaptive, because it's anti-inflammatory, anti-pain. So you can run for a long time. You can run for a long time without feeling pain, because the cortisol actually numbs the pain. And you can run from the lion for a very long time. And it is great because you can save your life. But cortisol, the release of cortisol in the long term, breaks your immunity. It breaks your immune system. It is extremely toxic. It is extremely addictive. So, when you start feeling that stress, you want to feel that stress again and again and again and again. You talk about your problems again and again. Why? Because you want the release of cortisol, because the release of cortisol is extremely addictive. And now, because of the release of cortisol, you've actually knocked your body out of balance. So you actually, just by thought alone, you've knocked your body out of balance, and now you're headed for disease. So, the fight or flight nervous system, why is it so important to understand? Because when you're in the fight or flight nervous system, all you can think is about the worst case scenario, right? You cannot think about growth and repair. So the whole purpose of meditation is to actually move from the fight or flight nervous system to the high beta state, to low beta, alpha and theta state. So when you actually meditate, you go from the stress response, the survival state, to something we call the creation state. So you move from high beta to mid beta to low beta to alpha to theta, and that's when you bring your body back to balance. So now, friends, what happens when you're high beta? You cannot think about growth and repair, right? So just think about it. You're sitting on the beach with your family, and you're in low beta. You're just relaxed. You're thinking about what you want to do in your life. You're making future plans. Now suddenly you see a tsunami coming, right? And what happens? It again takes you into high beta. And once you're in high beta, you're not going to tell your wife that, hey darling, where are we going for our next holiday? Or how are we going to remodel our kitchen? You're just going to think about how to run and save your life, because the body goes into something called the fight or flight nervous system. So you cannot be in the repair mode and in the stress mode. So that's why you can be in either one of them. Either you're going to be in the primitive or the sympathetic nervous system, which is the stress mode, or you're going to be in the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the repair mode. And the idea is to be in the parasympathetic nervous system. The idea is to be in the growth and repair nervous system. The more we are in that state, the more we heal. So we have to understand what state we are in. We have to understand what emotions we are in. And once we are in the parasympathetic nervous system, in the growth and repair system, we begin to heal. We begin to understand that that we can grow and heal ourselves. So friends, again, I want to show you this chart. So when you're in high beta, what happens is that a lot of people actually move to taking substance. They start taking drugs, or smoke or drink alcohol, because they feel taking the having all those substance takes you into low beta. But it might do that for some time, but actually the side effects are very, very adverse and very bad for us. So instead of taking any substance, it's important to just meditate, and through meditation you can go into low beta and alpha and theta state. So one need not take that substance, whether it's smoking or alcohol, because that has a lot of, we all know that has a lot of adverse effect. But the reason why people do that is to calm their nerves down. A lot of people I know, they cannot sleep without smoking, or they cannot sleep without and drinking a glass of alcohol, because they just wants to calm their nerves down. But I think you can do that through meditation, and that is the purpose of meditation. So let me move on. So as we talked about cortisol, so when the levels of cortisol is increased, your melatonin level goes down. Now melatonin is a growth chemical. It's very, very good for our body, and when you release melatonin, it repairs and grows your body, it repairs and grows your brain. So as the cortisol level goes up, the melatonin level goes down, and when the cortisol level goes down, the melatonin level goes up. So there is an inverse relationship between cortisol and melatonin. Melatonin is the chemical which actually puts you to sleep. So there are also melatonin pills, you must have heard. So melatonin is a chemical which our brain automatically releases. When you meditate, you release melatonin, and it has a lot of benefits, and it actually puts you to sleep. So you must have seen that when you're stressed, you're not able to sleep. Why does that happen? Because the level of melatonin goes down, and if the level of melatonin goes down, you are not able to sleep, and the release of cortisol actually is not able to let you sleep. So when you meditate, the cortisol level goes down and the melatonin level goes up, and you actually move into growth and repair. So a lot of benefits of melatonin, friends. I'm not going to go into each one of them, but it's a magic chemical. It really repairs us from it's great for immunity. It repairs our DNA. It increases our REM sleep. Reduces body weight. It's increases our lifespan for 25 by 25%. There are a lot of studies that have been done, and one way to release melatonin is by doing meditations and breath works, sleeping well, giving your body that time it needs to grow and repair. So friends, we talked about this, that the first few years of a child life is very, very programmable, because they are in that subconscious mind. They are soaking in everything. They're like a sponge. It's like an iPod without music. So you can feed in whatever you want. It's an empty slate, and you can record whatever movie you want to record in the subconscious. So it's your choice how you want to program a child's mind. Whatever he sees, whatever he hears, just straight away goes into the subconscious. And that's why, friends, why we talk about going into the subconscious and programming from there. See, when you're in beta and high beta, it's not possible to program your brain because you're in high beta. But as you go into meditation, you move into the subconscious and move into alpha and theta state. Once you're in alpha and theta state, you're like a child. And it's very easy in alpha and theta state to program your mind, to rewire the hardwired program, to rewire the automated program which are there in your brain. And we, as you know, we live our life with those automated programs, right? So that's why going into the meditation, going into the alpha and theta state, and when you affirm at that stage, and when you want to change from that stage, it's much easier to change, much easier to rewire the program, much easier to fire and wire new thoughts, new emotions, new feelings when you're in the alpha and theta state, because you're like a child. And it's much more difficult when you're in beta and high beta. It's literally not possible, or the change is going to be a lot more, a longer and a lot more difficult. So that's why changing in meditation is changing in the beta and theta stage is much more easier. So friends, what is the entire purpose? The entire purpose is getting beyond the analytical mind. And in all our meditations, we talk about, become nobody, no one, no thing, nowhere, and lose your ego, lose your identity. So the whole purpose is to move from this whole high beta to mid beta to low beta. And once you go beyond the low beta, that's where your analytical mind is. That's where your ego is, right? So what is your analytical mind? Your analytical mind is an extension of your ego. And once you go beyond your analytical mind, you actually slip into the alpha and theta state. And that's where you lose your identity, you lose your ego, you forget who you are, you forget you're a father or a mother or a child or a daughter or a parent. It's you really connect to the subconscious, to the source energy, and to everything and to nothing. So, once you're in that state, it's the gateway to the program, right? That's the gateway to the program. Once you cross the analytical mind, you enter the subconscious, you enter the program, and then you can recode it, rewrite it the way you want it. So that's why it's very important to understand what brainwave you are in, and as you meditate, how you get into alpha and theta brainwave. So once you start meditating and you become a long time meditator, you will know exactly when you've moved into an alpha brainwave, and slowly you will also start to understand when you moved into theta brainwave. So you'll feel that calm or peace. Suddenly all the chatter is gone, and the moment of peace that tells you that, okay, yes, I have moved into the alpha brainwave, and which that feeling is just amazing. And every day I meditate to just get that feeling where I am in that state of nothingness, and that is very, very addictive, but without any side effects. So it's extremely, extremely important to understand how we need to go beyond our analytical mind and enter the software program. So friends, as we go beyond our ego, our identity, and go beyond a sub-analytical mind, you're way more, the thinner the analytical mind, the way more suggestible you are, the thicker, the lesser suggestible you are. So the entire idea is to go into the subconscious. Now, it's important to understand when you're in high beta, the brain is something we call a non-coherent. So when you do a scan of a person in high beta, the brain will be incoherent, and as you meditate, you will move into coherence. And we have actually seen these scans as people meditate, it actually moves. You will see the chart a lot more stable, the rhythm will be much better. And when you're in high beta, the entire scan is very, very chaotic. So physically, the brain scans demonstrate how you actually harmonize your brain by meditating and going into lower states of beta. And when you change your brain, you know that you can change your life. So there is what's the difference between a coherent and an incoherent signal, or a coherent and an incoherent brainwave? So when you are in an incoherent brainwave, you feel that, nobody loves me, my back hurts, I feel sick, there's not enough time, I don't have enough money. So when you're in an incoherent brain wave and when you're high beta, a lot of our thoughts are, that lower emotion thoughts, a lot of negative thoughts come in because, you're in high beta, and because you've released all these chemicals. So you feel that because the brain goes into incoherent wave. So it's natural to have negative thoughts when you're in high beta, when your brain is incoherent. But what happens when you meditate and go into alpha and theta state? Automatically the brain starts organizing itself. You go into something called the coherent brain wave. Now suddenly, automatically, you feel whole. You start loving the life. You are more spontaneous. You feel clear. You start trusting the universe. You start believing in the unknown. And then whatever might be the situation in your external environment, whether it's pleasurable or not, the brain is in coherence because you have already changed your internal state by meditating, or by reorganizing your mind. So you can say that an incoherent brain wave actually can lead you to disease. And we've seen that, when you're in high beta, you can literally knock your body out of balance. And just by thought alone, you can be headed for disease. So it's very important what you think, because your thoughts will lead you to your actions, and that will lead you to an experience and create an emotion, and your emotions will create your personality, and that will create your personal reality. So you can say an incoherent brainwave is something like disease. As you enter into a new mind, and as you start meditating, you start experiencing healing, and the brain starts to organize, and it becomes a lot more coherent. So friends, that was brain waves. Now I'm going to get into chakras. We all know about chakras, but I'm going to just explain you how we can take advantage of understanding what is happening within us by understanding chakras. So when energy becomes stuck in our body, so when energies are stuck in our body, it cannot flow to higher centers, higher chakras. And since emotions are energy, these emotions get stuck in different chakras and we cannot evolve. So what happens, friends? Different chakras store different energy and different emotions. So through your life, there are a lot of times where you experience trauma, suffering, fear, competition, guilt, shame, and a lot of these emotions are actually are unresolved emotions, and they block the chakras. So if you look at, for example, the lowest chakra, the root chakra or the Muladhara chakra, if you've had emotions like sexual depravity, addiction to sex, sexual anxiety, trauma from molestation, your lower chakra, or the root chakra, is not balanced. The sacral chakra, when you're feeling guilt, shame, pain, unworthiness, lack, victimization, the sacral chakra is imbalanced. And when that is imbalanced, you feel all these kind of emotions. So today, like in the meditation, we actually balanced each of these chakras. So when we balance each of these chakras, you actually release those emotions, release those unresolved emotions, or the pain, or those sufferings, or those traumas, and the chakra starts to balance. Now, if you look at the solar plexus, which is your Manipura, if there is feeling of competition, control, ego, impatience, so when that happens, your solar plexus is blocked or is not balanced. So the idea is, friends, to understand that emotions are blocked in our lower centers, and when they are stuck there, you're not able to move to the higher center. The idea is to move to higher centers like heart, throat, third eye, crown. And once you move and you release these emotions, the body goes into motion, and automatically you start balancing each of these chakras. And through meditation, it happens naturally. And if you want to do it consciously, then the chakra meditation really helps, because it is directed to each of the chakra. And as you know, where you place your energy, where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So when you place your attention in each of these chakras, it does help and it does balance. But the body also knows it all. So even when you're doing meditation, the chakras do automatically balance, because the energy is working where it needs to work. So when during breath works or meditation, because of you're releasing so much energy and generating so much energy, it goes automatically to the right chakras. Now, this is a very, very interesting work done by Louise Hay. And she, in her book, I'm pretty sure many of you must have read her book, You Can Heal Your Life. And in her book, she talks about this emotional pain chart. And she says that every pain is actually taught us that, if it's neck, so if you are a stubborn person and if you're stuck to something, then you have pain in your neck. If you are burdened, then you have pain in your shoulder. When you're feeling a lot of stress and burden, you have pain in your shoulder. So the emotion actually causes the pain, and thus it takes us to a disease. Spine, for example, very, very important. And a lot of times when people have pain in their spine, they should look back and see whether they've lost some kind of support in their life. So it could be a loss of a person, it could be loss of a relationship, it could be loss of friends, it could be loss of financial support. So whenever there is a loss of support, you have pain in your spine. And like that, different parts of our body store different kinds of unresolved emotion. And the minute you start resolving those emotions, you actually start healing your body. So I'll give you an example. My mom had this entire massive issue of back pain, and it all started when my father passed away. I was just 8 years old. My mother was very, very young. And immediately within a month, she developed this massive, she had a big issue in her bulge in her L4, L5, and slip disc. And she had massive sciatica pain. And for years, she suffered. For more than 15 years, she suffered from that back pain. But slowly she started to understand that my pain is because of my unresolved emotions, and because I was feeling unsupported at that moment, I developed that pain. So she started doing meditations, breath works, exercising, and hats off to her. I have never seen a person as regular, as routine. She will repeat her routine come what may. And she's my role model when it comes to dedication. And it's amazing that she will never miss her exercise. She'll never miss her meditations, her breath works. And today she has completely healed herself. And even today, if you see, if a doctor sees her MRI reports, and doctor is like, how can she even walk? But she can do everything. She can travel, she can walk, she can swim, and she's absolutely free of that pain, of that the lack of support which actually caused her disease. She's released that emotion, and thus she's healed herself. So it's very important, friends, to actually resolve the emotion that is causing the disease. So every disease is because of some unresolved emotion, and we need to understand what is that unresolved emotion that we need to heal, or that we need to resolve to resolve our disease or to resolve our trauma. So friends, again, going back to chakras, the entire purpose is that to move from these limited emotions which are blocked in our lower chakras to move to elevated emotions. So when we feel a lot of blockages in our lower chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus, there are a lot of negative emotions, or the limited emotions we call them, like hostility, doubt, fear, anger, worry, anxiousness, judgment, guilt, sadness, shame, depression, lust. And trust me, friends, all these all these emotions are linked to each other. So if you change one, you can change all. And each of these emotions are felt by all of us. Trust me, each one of us feels this emotion sometime in your day, sometimes in your life. But the whole purpose is how quickly you can snap back and go into the creative emotions, go into the elevated emotions, right? And it's the understanding of these emotions, that we are feeling the limited emotions, and we need to snap back to the elevated emotions. And that is the purpose of meditation, really, because when you do that, you're automatically balancing your chakras, the energy is moving to higher centers, your heart chakra is open, your third eye is getting open, you feel a lot of energy in your crown chakra. And when that happens, you automatically move into the creative emotions, which is gratitude, love, joy, trust, knowingness. You feel a lot more whole. You feel like trusting the universe, and you're ready to enter the unknown. You don't fear the unknown. You don't fear what's going to happen in the future, because you're just so whole in the present moment. And that is what you really want to feel. And in these times of COVID and so many things going on, it's very important to understand that which emotions are we in, and what are we really feeling. Are we really fearing the problem, or we are in the higher states where you're ready for everything, right? And you start seeing the world from a higher lens. And when you do that, the universe starts to plan for you. And then you start to see, oh wow, the universe is rigged in my favor, because you know whatever is going to happen is going to be the best for you. So important to be in these elevated emotions. So friends, again, very, very important work done by David Hawkins. He's written this book called Power versus Force, and I was really amazed to see the kind of work he's done, and also very excited because what we experience in our meditation, he's actually scientifically proven that through kinesiology, and he's actually given a scale and rated and tested these energies at a scale from 0 to 1,000. So how each of these emotions actually affect the amount of energy that we generate in our body and release in our body. So if you look at energies like shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, it's very low in the energy scale. So if you see like emotions, sorry, not energy, emotions like shame, guilt, fear, desire, anger, the level of energy is low. But as you move to things like courage, so now courage is 200, love is 500, joy and peace is 600 and 700, and enlightenment is 800 to 1,000. So entire purpose is how we can be in that enlightened state, how we can be in that peace and joy state, in the love state. And when you're in that state, when you're in that acceptance state, you're releasing a lot of energy. You're actually, and it's amazing now, it has been tested, and each of these energies been tested from a scale to 0 to 1,000. And the more you're in that elevated emotions, the more energy you release, and the more energy you release, you have that much more energy to heal and repair yourself. So it's now no miracle. It's all science, and it's all proven now that how it is so important to meditate, because when you're in meditation, you actually go into these higher states of emotions, these higher states of consciousness. So the entire purpose is to balance each one of your chakras. So when the root chakra or the Muladhara chakra is not balanced, you feel low energy. As you balance it, you're more confident. When the sacral, the Swadhisthana chakra is imbalanced, there is loss of creativity. There are problems, you feel despair. And then through meditation, you start feeling that, okay, now I have new ideas, I'm more creative, and more, I want more from life. When the solar plexus, the Manipura chakra, which is just above your navel, you feel angry and helpless when it's imbalanced, and you start to organize it as it's balanced, and you feel you can accomplish your dreams. The heart chakra, we focus so much on the heart chakra because it's so important, because you attract from your heart. It is the magnetic chakra. We say that the thought sends the signal out, but the feelings which is in your heart is magnetic, and it pulls the event back, and the thoughts are electric, but feelings are magnetic. So when you open your heart chakra, you feel a lot more loved, and you're loving. Your throat chakra, when it's balanced, you can express yourself freely. So you move from I cannot express myself to I can express myself freely. So it's very important, and I see a lot of people who just can't communicate because a lot of times their throat chakra, which is Vishuddha chakra, is imbalanced. And the minute you start focusing on your throat chakra, and you are suddenly able to communicate, you can speak your mind, and that happens to a lot of us. Third eye, Ajna, and Ajna is again, when you're in deep state of meditation, when the Ajna is not balanced, you feel indecisive, confusion, nightmare, poor insight. But as you start to balance it, you feel calm. You can resolve any problem, and again, a very, very, very important chakra. And the last one is your crown chakra, which is Sahasrara. What happens is, when it's imbalanced, you feel lonely, depression, anxiety, confusion. And as you meditate and start to balance it, you are at peace. You feel that, you're one with the universe. Nothing really affects you, and you feel complete peace and complete joy. So friends, the entire purpose is to balance our chakras. And there is so much you can talk about chakras. There's so much work there's been done by chakras, but the idea is not understand so much about each of these theory, but understand how it really affects to our life. And a lot of this work happens because of your understanding and in your experiences in your meditation. A lot of these chakras automatically gets balanced, and when you want to focus in any of these particular chakra, you can always pay your attention to those chakras. So friends, that brings me to the last slide of this session, and the entire purpose is to move to the animal state, or to the survival state, to our divine state, which is the God state. So the entire purpose is how quickly we can snap back from the high beta to the alpha and low beta, how quickly we can snap back from the animal part of ourselves, the human part of ourselves, to the divine or the God part of ourselves. So we have two states of body and mind. The first state is your animal or the human state, and the other state is your divine and God state. So how we can live in the divine and God state for more and more, I think that really defines us. That is the purpose of meditation, of life, and how quickly we can snap back into, because that is our true self. So moving from survival to creation, moving from stress to homeostasis, so when you're in high beta, you're in that stress hormones, but as you go into meditation, you start repairing and you move into homeostasis. Moving from contraction to expansion, you feel very contracted when you're in stress, right? You feel very, very small. And when you're in meditation, you feel expanded. You feel literally that your heart center, your Anahata chakra is feeling expanded, and that you feel that expansion. You feel bigger than your body. That's because you're in the divine self of yourself. Move from catabolism to anabolism. So catabolism, friends, is tissue breakdown. So when you're in high beta, you actually, because of the release of cortisol, you break down this tissue, your tissues, your immunity breaks down. But when you're in the parasympathetic nervous system, you are in anabolism. Anabolism is basically tissue repair. It's growth and repair. So when you're in lower states of brainwave, you actually are in growth and repair mode. Moving from disease to health, moving from imbalance to order, from tissue breakdown to tissue repair, from degeneration to regeneration, from fear, anger, sadness to joy, to love, to trust, to knowingness, to gratitude, moving from those fear-based emotions to love-based emotions. You are always focusing on the self when you're in high beta, but when you're in the elevated emotions, you're more selfless. You're thinking about the society. You're thinking about the bigger picture. When you're in high beta, you take life with your environment, body, and time. You focus too much on the external environment, your body, the time. But as you go beyond your analytical mind, as you go into the alpha and theta state, you move to no thing, no body, no time. And that is the purpose of meditation. Go beyond your ego. A lot of energy is lost in high beta, in the survival state, and a lot of energy is generated when you're in the God state. Moving from emergency to repair, moving from object focus to open focus. You're focusing, when the lion is in front of you, only focusing about the lion, only focusing about, so you become very, very narrow focused. So from being narrow focused to being open focused, from being separate to connected, from being as an individual person to being whole, to being one with the universe, from being determined by your senses to being, to go beyond your senses. So a lot of times your friends will say, Arey, what is all this meditation? It's just nonsense. And you tell them, yes, it is nonsense because it is beyond senses, right? You really go beyond your senses. From cause and effect to causing an effect. So what is cause and effect? If I get something, I'll be happy. If I get this, I'll be happy. If I get that, I'll be happy. If I get a new car, I'll be happy. If I buy a new house, I'll be happy. If I get that relationship, I'll be happy. If I get my girlfriend or a boyfriend, I'll be happy. If I find the right partner, I'll be happy. So we live our entire life from cause and effect. The whole purpose is to causing an effect, right? So when you can cause an effect, then you're not waiting for something external to be happy, right? You are internally happy, like you already have everything, right? And when you're internally happy, everything outside of you starts to happen automatically. You don't really have to try for it. So rather than cause and effect, you live a life of causing an effect, because you have really changed your internal state. And once the internal state is changed, the externals automatically change. The universe starts planning for you, and it rigs everything in your favor, because you attract what you feel, right? And when the internal state is in that causing an effect state rather than cause and effect, everything becomes easy. From limited possibilities to all possibilities. So when you're in high beta, there are limited possibilities because you're in fight and flight nervous system. All you can do is fight or flight. But moving to all possibilities, from incoherence to coherence, we talked about incoherence brainwaves to moving to coherent brainwave, and from the known to the unknown, friends. So the entire purpose is to move from this survival-based emotions to the creative-based emotions, to move from the known, to move from a known reality to the unknown. Because when you start jumping into the unknown, you start living from a very, very higher consciousness. You start trusting the universe. Anything that happens in your life, it's best for you. And when you start trusting the universe, trust me, I have had those times in my meditation when you feel so whole, so whole, so whole. In those moments, you really feel this is who I am. This is truly who I am. And every time you go through some challenges, you just go back to that emotion, that feeling in your meditation, that this is who I am really. And that's when you really jump into the unknown and you start trusting the universe. And friends, that's when you start drinking from a deeper well. So great, friends. Sorry, I overshot the time. But I think it was an important topic, and we can now move into questions if there are any. And I hope you enjoyed that session. Thank you so much for being a part and listening so patiently. And really, really lots of gratitude to all of you. Thank you.
Varun, it was a very, very, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Yes. So thank you so much, in fact, for blessing us and giving us so much information. And it was really a beautiful journey and a very, very informative session. So here we go for our Q&As. Shall I start?
Yes, please.
Yes. Rakhiji Thakkar, can you please unmute yourself? Yeah, Rakhiji, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Rakhi.
Yes. बहुत अच्छा मेडिटेशन था, बहुत ही अच्छा, और गाइडेंस भी बहुत अच्छी होती है.
Great. Thank
और
you.
आपने जो रिकॉर्डिंग की व्यवस्था की ना, वो बहुत अच्छा, क्योंकि ना रेगुलरिटी कई बार नहीं मेंटेन होती, तो रिकॉर्डिंग की वजह से हम लोग ये कर पाते हैं अपने कन्वीनियंट टाइम से. और मुझे ना, हाँ, वो 30 जनवरी का मॉर्निंग मेडिटेशन था ना, आनापानसती का, उसका रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं है, वो मुझे रिपीट करना है.
Yeah, so you can find all the recordings on the Shreans Daga Foundation YouTube channel. So सारे meditation Shreans Daga Foundation YouTube channel में है. आपको सारे meditations वहाँ मिल जाएंगे.
हाँ, वो आनापानसती का जो मंत्र वाला मेडिटेशन था ना, मॉर्निंग वाला, बहुत ही पावरफुल मेडिटेशन. वो ना रिपीटेड करते हैं तो इतना इफेक्टिव होता है ना. वैसे तो मैं ब्रह्मा कुमारी बीके शिवानी, मतलब ब्रह्मा कुमारी का मॉर्निंग मेडिटेशन होता है ना, अमृत वेला मेडिटेशन, वो भी बहुत ही इफेक्टिव होता है. तो ये भी बहुत ही अच्छा था. क्या हाँ, इससे हीलिंग अच्छी होती है. और आपका बहुत ही अच्छा है. मेरे लड़के ने मुझे गाइड किया था, मम्मी ये तुम करो, वो बहुत अच्छा होता है.
Thank you, Rakhi. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Aradhna ji, please can you unmute?
Good morning.
Yeah. Very good morning.
जी.
आप कहाँ से हैं? And
मैं कोलकाता से हूँ. कोलकाता से हूँ.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I am speaking. मेरा क्वेश्चन कल के सेशन के बारे में है, क्योंकि कल मैं शाम में अटेंड कर पाई थी, लेट इवनिंग में. तो would this Varun sir would like to address that question or?
Sure. Please go ahead.
आपने कल बताया था this न्यूरल नेटवर्किंग के बारे में. Okay, and when you were explaining the parts of brain and its function, you had told that our programming finally stored in the cerebellum. Isn't it? isn't it?
Right.
But
Right.
at the end, you had told that our reprogrammed memories or programming are stored in the goes in the soul, our soul. Okay, so why this difference?
Right. Right.
Secondly, as far as whatever little information or knowledge I am having, brain is only a processing unit, and all the information, feeling or this thing are stored in our mental body and emotional body, which is the part of our soul. Okay. See, this is my view or whatever information. So you just clear this one, and after that I'll ask again another question.
Sure, sure. Thank you, Aradhana ji. And so, we talked about, this whole thing about, how when we repeat a habit again and again, it goes into, our being brain, which is the cerebrum. And we work from those emotions, we work from those neural nets that is formed in our brain. Now, that's when you, create an habit, you work from that, and it goes into a neural net. But when you release an emotion, let's say you release a fear, or you release a disease, you release whatever emotion you have, or whatever bad habits, let's say, you wanted to release, uh, and whatever wisdom that you gain in your life, a lot of that is actually stored as wisdom in the soul. So it is, it's just to understand that it's not that, that memory is completely lost, right? Because it's not a part of your brain. Your neural nets do not have uh, the uh, the function of being angry, or because you've already released those emotions. But you always knew that, you were an angry person, and that the release of that emotion is actually stored in the soul. And it's you've gained it as wisdom. So there is knowledge, and then there is wisdom. So that's the wisdom that you have achieved by learning that you have released that emotion completely.
uh, I just wanted to know where that things are written or stored, whether in the cerebellum or in our mental body or emotional body.
Where what things are stored, I mean,
where it goes, because you had talked about in these terms, repeated behavior patterns.
yeah, so repeated behavior is all stored in the cerebrum, and it's stored in our in our third brain. And as you repeat, see, the whole purpose is, of the knowledge that we are giving you, is to understand, when you repeat something again and again, it becomes an habit, right? And the entire science is to understand this knowledge, so that you can repeat your meditation, repeat your good habits, and when you get there, it starts helping in your life, right? Because you can get into as much as you want in your theory, right? We can go into deep theory, deep science, and then it just becomes a philosophy, right? So knowledge without experience is just theory, but experience without knowledge is also ignorance, right? So the idea is to combine the knowledge with the experience. Sometimes we go too much in the knowledge, and then we forget that you have to experience it, right? So the idea is that we have to experience, and frankly, you will find all your own answers, and you will start to experience the true expanded self, the true soul. You will start feeling that, yes, now I can repeat this habit again and again. So the whole purpose of the session is that when you repeat something over and over again, it becomes a habit, it goes into your being brain. But going too much, and trying to reason everything also sometimes becomes a bit of a hurdle, because the entire purpose is to combine the knowledge with the experience, and that's true wisdom. That's true wisdom where you are understanding your body, you are understanding yourself, and when you do that, it's a lot more profound, it's a lot more real.
Second thing is how to rewrite the programming of our subconscious mind, because subconscious mind में जो भी information है वो हमारे एक birth का है नहीं, life के शुरू से लेकर के अब तक का है. तो how to reach to those, because we are not aware of most of the aspects of our personality that is stored in our subconscious mind. To how to get access of those things and to rewrite also, because that also shapes our personality.
No, absolutely. I think that's a very valid point. And, we talked about it today, when you go into meditation. So the thing is that, like we talked about a child's brain, because he is into beta and theta state, everything that he hears or sees goes directly into the subconscious, right? So the whole purpose is for us as we become older to go into that beta and theta state, because that's when you actually that's the gateway to your software program. And that's where you can start programming your mind by affirmations, by meditations, by visualizations. And when you wire and fire that information again and again into your brain, you start recoding your mind, recoding your brain. And when you do that, yes, a lot of these things are from lifetimes. A lot of emotions are stored from lifetimes, but there has to be a start, right? And sometimes it could happen very fast, sometimes it takes a long time, but these are the tools that can make it happen. We've seen people doing breath work in one sessions. They've released lifetimes of trauma, and they can feel it. They've seen past lives, and they've seen, they were killed in such a way, and in this life they've had pain because they were killed through suffocation or through stabbing and this and that, and they see that life and they release that emotion in one meditation on one breath work. And when they release, that entire emotion is released from their physical body, and the disease or the pain is actually gone. And sometimes it could take longer, but this is the process to get into the subconscious and heal from the subconscious.
Okay, one last question, would you allow?
Sure, please.
Yeah. See, you had spoken about this repeated practice to make a new programming. Okay. But it is also, I have experienced that during meditation, when you contemplate on your qualities or belief system or whatever limited belief system है, आप जब उसको देखना शुरू करते हैं meditation में, तब भी वो dissolve होता है. तो मैं जानना चाहूंगी कि फिर उसका न्यूरल फ्रेमवर्क क्या है, उसका हार्डवेयर कैसा है, क्योंकि आपने जो रिपीटेड पैटर्न का, रिपीटेड प्रैक्टिस का जो न्यूरल हार्डवेयर बताया या पाथवे बताया, दैट इज वेरी मच क्लियर. बट इस ऑब्जर्वेशन के थ्रू किस तरह से वो न्यूरल पाथवे बनता है और क्या उसका, हाउ डज दैट हैपन? Simply by observing your this limited belief and contemplating over that, you can you can also release all those emotions and feelings and negative thoughts, isn't it? So how, in that case, how this neural network functions?
Sure. No, I think good point. So when you start observing your limited emotions, your I think it's awareness, right? When you're aware, the simple act of awareness starts releasing the charge, right? You start releasing because you're not giving it that much energy anymore. Because the minute you're aware, you know that you are not supposed to give it energy. And the minute you don't give it energy, you start releasing the charge. And once the charge is released, so yesterday somebody asked that, can you delete an emotion? And actually, you don't have to delete a negative emotion. All you need to do is release the charge, right? Once the charge is released, automatically you don't give it focus, you don't give it energy. And when, where you place your energy is where you place your attention. So when the energy is not placed to that, it starts releasing, those hardwired programs in your brain, which is, connected to those limited emotions or to those fear-based emotions, that starts losing its charge. And the minute it loses its charge, you start releasing, the neurotrophins, which is stuck to those neurons, starts to release, right? And so it breaks the pattern and breaks the system in your brain, which is linked to those fear-based emotions. And thus those emotions is so you do not forget those emotions, but what you do is you lose the charge. And the whole purpose is not to blame an incident or an event in your life. The whole purpose is to learn and grow from it. So few years later, when you remember that incident, you realize that, oh, it only made you stronger, it only made you better, right? And it's not about deleting that incident or that person. It's learning from it and growing from it, right? And so the release of the charge actually releases the that connection
of charge and emotions related to that belief that is to be that releases.
Correct. And the simple act of awareness automatically, because once you're aware, a lot of times we do things by not being aware, or we are running into an automated program, which is you're just running into the rat race, right? But the simple act of awareness, which happens in meditations, it really, or even through the day, the entire mindfulness, when you're mindful about everything you do, every thought you have, simply starts, you start losing the charge for that limited emotion.
Thank you very much for organizing such a wonderful session and workshop. I would like to continue, and definitely I will continue till the end. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aradhana. Thank you so much for your questions.
Thank you, Aradhana. Very well answered, Varun. Snehaji Ahlawat, please unmute yourself. Geeta Ji Basoya. Friends, I would just like to tell you to share your numbers, please, on the WhatsApp group, Shreans Daga Foundation WhatsApp group, and then you can be the part of the WhatsApp group. So please kindly share your numbers and you will be on the WhatsApp group.
You can share your number on the chat here, so we can add you on the WhatsApp.
Okay. Geeta Ji?
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Namaste, Masters. Hello.
Namaste, please go ahead.
I am from Delhi.
Sure, please.
सर बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे मेडिटेशन मेरे सारे चक्रास इतने अच्छे से एक्टिवेट हुए हैं सब बहुत ही अच्छा लगा मुझे और जो आपकी एक्सप्लेनेशन है दोनों मास्टर्स की वेरी वेल सर आई एम सो हैप्पी सर बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग है सर ये सेशन बहुत ही अमेजिंग है
आपका प्रश्न
नो नो नो
ओके थैंक
यू गीता जी
थैंक यू
I think Rashmi, we can take one more.
Yeah. Shivji, can you please unmute? Vedasri. Prakhyat.
Hi,
hello.
Good morning.
Okay, wait. Here. I mean, okay. Yeah, Prakhyat ji, please go ahead.
Hi, my name is Prateek. I am from Jacksonville, Florida. I have a question: how to be in parasympathetic mode all the time,
Yeah. So good question. And I think we're all striving to be in that mode all the time, in the growth and repair mode. So I think one of the most important thing is to be in awareness, to live every moment of your life in awareness. And a lot of time when you're in awareness, you will understand that, you are going into the primitive or the sympathetic nervous system, which is the high beta state. And the simple awareness will actually take you back into the parasympathetic nervous system. So what happens is that, when you start be living in awareness, you can, you can snap back very quickly into the parasympathetic nervous system, because you know that this is temporary, this is superficial. And what really helps us to get there, sometimes you say, oh, you say don't take stress, take stress, but when it comes, what can I do? I can't help it. But I think the idea is to change our chemistry from the inside, to become a person which is very, very different than that stressful person. And how you can do that is first, through meditations and breath works, enter the subconscious and become that person who's always in joy, always in the parasympathetic nervous system. So once you start believing that, yes, I am in the elevated emotions all the time, and I am that person, and nobody can keep me away from the divine self of who I am, then automatically, every time life knocks you out of balance, you will snap back very, very fast into the parasympathetic nervous system, into the higher emotions, into the divine self of yourself. But I guess, what really will help is, continuous practice of meditation, breath work, living each moment of your life in awareness and mindfulness. And I think these things will really, really help to stay in the course of the elevated emotions, and more importantly, to snap back as quickly as you can. So a lot of times you can always see that, okay, how much of my time really I spent into the survival mode, and how much of my time I spent into the creative mode. And there are times people spend 30-40% of their time in survival mode, because they're always stressing about something. And I think how you can reduce that to 5%, 1%, 0%, and entirely move 100% of your time into the parasympathetic nervous system. But it's a process which comes with a lot of awareness and mindfulness.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We have Vedasri. Can you please unmute? Yeah, please go ahead.
Namaskar, Varunji.
Namaste.
Vedasri, I'm from USA.
Yes, please.
Firstly, thanks for my mom for coming with this journey. She let me know this, and thanks for the whole team, because this is the life. Like, I'm in a situation where I need this right now, and this 28 days came into my path. Thank you. And my doubts are very clear. First thing, yes. During meditation, I can feel, especially today, I can feel my third eye like butterflies from inside. Is that I don't know if I'm going a correct way. And second thing, I can feel the goosebumps in my body. And third thing, I can feel my heartbeat. I'm not sure if I'm going in a correct way. I'm not sure. And the other question is, I wanted to know the true meaning of my life, like what I'm meant for, why I have taken this life, and what's my dream and what I have to fulfill. So can I come through this meditation, and how to come and what to do? These are my questions. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Vedaji. And thank you for all the people who are joined from all over the world at different timings. It's really humbling to see that. It's very, very normal to feel those butterflies and jitters around your third eye. So what happens in meditation, because you're drawing in a lot of cosmic energy, you're generating a lot of energy inside you. And now all that energy is used to, release any emotions or anything. And it's very, very common, in meditations, you trigger the crystals of your pineal gland, and that's when you feel that jitters around your third eye, or you see a lot of colors. Sometimes you feel that your whole body, you're in the same place, but you feel spinning, because it's the energy that's working for you. So it's absolutely normal, and you're definitely on the right path, on the right track. And do not question it, do not overanalyze it. Sometimes overanalysis also leads to paralysis. So when you're in that, do not chase an experience. Sometimes you have an amazing experience and then you're like, oh, I want to feel that. Maybe something better is in store. So just keep doing meditations every day, and let it unfold. Let it all unfold to you in the most magical, in the most beautiful way. And I think that's what meditation does. It everything in your life, whether it's your purpose, your meaning, what you want to do, how you want to grow as a person, how you want to help the society, and what is your true purpose in life, which is your second question. I think doing regular meditations really gives you a lot of clarity. You will be channelized to move in directions which is aligned to your higher purpose, and you will know that, okay, you will become a lot more intuitive to understand that whether you're moving in the right direction or not. So I think nobody external, or nobody from the outside can tell you that what are you here for, what is your higher purpose, right? It's you who need to go inside, contemplate, think, meditate, and find the real meaning of life, find the real purpose of life. So it's you who needs to do that. And one way you can do that is regular meditations. When you go into the subconscious, so many times you start getting messages. For me, I think meditations really helps me in just getting intuitive messages from the universe, that which way I should progress, which way I should head. Sometimes when things are challenging, you realize that maybe it's not, I don't have to go in that direction, because when I'm moving in the right direction, things happen automatically, and you start trusting what's happening with you. So I think that trust, that belief in the universe really comes when you're aligned to your higher vision, when you're aligned in your with yourself. And once you're aligned, then the journey becomes more fun, more interesting, and enjoyable.
Thank you, Varun Daga ji. Thank you.
Yes. Should we end the session
Yeah,
now?
I think we should. And people have heard so patiently in spite of crossing the time. Thank you so much, friends.
Yes.
And really, really, really lot of gratitude to all of you, and patiently listening and hearing and understanding. I know a lot of these things might be new to you, but I guess it's so important to understand the knowledge so that you can combine it with experience, and then together be a lot more wiser. So thank you, friends. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rajshri, for your comments.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, all the friends all over the world. Thank you for being there for so long with us. And thank you for unfolding to both of you, Shreans and Varun, for unfolding so much information, so much knowledge. And you're just I don't have words. blessing us. Thank you so much. You're more than your thoughts, your body, or your feelings. You are a swirling vortex or limitless potential who is here to shake things up and create something that the universe has never seen. So sit in isolation and watch the changing colors of waves that break up on the idle seashore of the mind, and you'll notice that the life is a series of thousands of tiny miracles. Thank you so much. You two are miracles in our lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rashi. Thank you, Varun. And thank you, all of you. Varun, very well done. Thank you. Very well explained. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Both of